Okay, I want to, let's see, I'm going to start recording this now. This is going to be recording to show LFCs and quoters and telemarketers to make sure that everybody knows how to add the legs in the flight requests. Let me just look at one that I'm looking at here really quick, just to kind of give you a quick overview. You notice in a particular flight request, there is this request info old section, and you have to look at that. And notice in this request info old section, it says Bangkok right here. That's not going to show up properly because it's spelled out as a word. It has to be 3 letters. So this INN might show up, but the Bangkok won't. So this is the old. When it says old, it doesn't mean old information. It means the old software. This is the way you used to see things in the old software. In the new software, it just says request info, and I call that the request info new. It doesn't have the word new by it. But there's the old software and there's the new software. And in the new software, that old information is not going to come across, number one, if it's spelled out as a word instead of being 3 letters. And number 2, it won't come across, let me see, let me duplicate this so I can look at it on another screen while I'm typing them in. And I'll show you one first, and then we'll have each of you try one on your own. And what I'm showing you right now is the new software needs to have the legs entered, separately and properly. So each of you pay close attention to this. When you look at the old software, the old information, you need to put that into the new format up here in the new information. And to do that, if there's no legs here at all, you click the plus symbol, and then you have to put, this is leg number 1, okay? Then you only have to fill in the boxes that have the red stars by them. This over here on the left, this can be anything, and this can be anything, because there's no red star by it. That's just whatever you want to put there. Like, I could spell out Bangkok here if I want, but I don't need to. It can be anything here. What's important is the stuff that has a red star by it. So this red star, we need leg number 1. It's an award flight. In other words, it's not a cash flight. We're buying it with miles, business class or whatever. And then over here where there's a red star, this is important. And this has to be 3 letters. You can't put a word there, and it has to be all capitals. So put all capitals, 3 letters, and I'm looking at my other monitor to get the information for this customer. So this one wants to go from Bangkok to INN. And again, it doesn't matter what I have over here. That's just for your own information. What's important is red star, red star, red star, red star. You just fill in the ones with the red star. Departure date, you have to first start out with the year. So you have to start out with 2017, and then you put dash, then the month, and then the day. So this guy wants July 4th, 2017. So you put 2017-07-04, and it has a red star, so it has to be filled in. And once you fill it in, you just click over here in the white area to get out of that box. And this doesn't have a red star, so it's not important. This doesn't have a red star, it's not important. Flexibility, you can put, this particular customer had plus minus 2 days, so I'm going to fill that in. And I got that from the old information. See, now if I go back to the old software down here, it says down here the flexibility is plus or minus 2. And it had Bangkok, and so it doesn't fill in because it has to be 3 letters. And here's the return date, and it's also plus or minus 2, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm converting this old software into the new, and in order for it to be quoted properly and sold properly, you need to have these legs in here, because eventually this will be submitted to ticketing like this, and these legs have to be here. But for now, they just have to be here for you to be able to quote it properly. So if I want to add another leg, I hit the plus symbol, and this will be leg number 2. And this is going to be the red box over here. It's going to be from INN back to Bangkok. And you have to use the 3-letter codes. Make sure you're filling in the ones with the red star. Red star, red star. Here's one, the departure date for the return date. So that's 2017 dash the 4th month dash. Oh, it looks like this customer has his dates backwards. the departure date backwards. So let me put this. This is actually July, so this is going to be 07-04, and then I'm going to click off of that to the white area. The flexibility is +/- 2 days, and then I need, this is a red star, so I need this. It's for 2 adults, and these are already zeros, so I can leave them like that, and that counts. So let's go back and fix the other one. To fix the top one, you click on it so that it's highlighted, and then, well, actually you double click it to open it up again. So let me show you what I did there. So if I just want to delete it, I just click it once and hit the trash can. Okay, but if I want to change it, I have to double click it to open it up. And here's the one that I had the date backwards. So I'm going to go in here and put this the 4th month hyphen the 18th day. So let me see if I got that right. Then you hit submit. So I've got Bangkok to Innsbruck, April 18th, and back July 4th. Okay, so this is right now. And oh, now he's given us new dates, 7th of July to the 23rd of July. So I've got to go up and edit that now. Okay, so he wants the 7th of July to the 23rd of July now. So I'm going to double click this and change this to the 7th of July. The month comes first and then the day. Click off of that, and then 23 of July. Let's see, we got 2 people here, so we're missing that. Okay, so he wants to go the 7th of July to the 23 of July, Bangkok to INN. Okay, 7 July to the 23 July. Double click this and put the 23 of July here. Okay, I've got all the red boxes filled in, and notice when I go into this, it makes no difference what's over here, makes no difference what's over here. What's important is the red boxes, and it has to be three letters. It has to be, here's the flexibility. All of this stuff down here doesn't matter because it's not a red box. Okay, and submit. So this is leg 1 is Bangkok to INN, July 7th. Leg 2 is back again, INN to Bangkok. That's the homeward leg, 23rd July. There's the flexibility. There's how many people. And that has to be filled in by either the LFC or the telemarketer or the quoter. Any of the 3 can fill this in or correct it or update it. This section right here, this blue section, actually saves itself already automatically. I don't have to go down here and hit save, because if I change something in this one little box right here, this route itinerary, it already saves itself. What's saving it is when I hit submit down here, that's saving it. So if I've saved that, I don't have to also go down here and save it again down here. It's already saved. So if I go to the quote for this one, let me see if it changed it in the quote. See, this one is before I updated it. Let me see what happens if I refresh it, see if it comes into the quote or if they got it the way it was before. Let me just look and see. Yeah, see, here it is. So I went into the actual quote as if I'm a quoter, and now this information is here. And the quoter can also change it. So if I change this as a quoter and I take away this Bangkok and make it so it's gone, and I hit submit, see the Bangkok is missing here. So if the LFC goes and looks at it now, and if the LFC refreshes it, F5 to refresh, I think it's going to disappear for the LFC. Let's make sure. Yeah, see, it's gone. So in other words, either a telemarketer can change it and it changes for everybody, or a quoter can change it and it changes for everybody, or the LFC can change it and it changes for everybody. So that's what I'm showing you, is that this section is sort of a separate section from the main flight request. It's the itinerary section, and it kind of stands on its own. And when you hit submit, it's already saved it for everybody. The LFC sees it the new way, the quoter sees it the new way, the telemarketer sees it the new way. Okay, so in review, this old means just the old software. It doesn't necessarily mean old information. It just means it's in the old format of the old software. In the old software, it didn't matter if this was spelled out as Bangkok right here. But in the new software, it matters. It has to be 3 letters or it won't show up at all. If the customer fills out the request on the website and they fill it out by typing the word Bangkok instead of putting BKK, then when you get it, this leg is going to have the city missing. So I just want to make sure everybody knows how to do that. Let's have somebody try one. Jason, do you have one that you could update and we could watch you and help you do one?
Let me see.
Okay, just go into any quote or any flight request. You can make these changes from the quote or you can make them from the flight request, either one. Let me switch it so we're seeing your screen and you can try one. Is that okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, let me just make it so that Jason will have a button to click share screen. So go ahead and click the button. Do you see the button that says share screen?
Yes.
Okay, so click that and pretty soon we'll be looking at your screen. Okay, so let's see. This one looks like it's already all fixed, right?
Mm-hmm.
1213, 1227. Yeah, so this one's already all fixed. And just for fun, let's add a third leg. Like let's say it was a, is that to Tulsa, Oklahoma? Is that where that's going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's add a third leg just for fun. Put number 3 up there. Okay, and then let's put TUL to LAX, for example. And then LAX, just for example. Okay, and then you need a departure date because there's a red star by it. So type 2017 hyphen, let's put, 12/31, so December 31, 12-31, and then click the white area to get out of the box. And then you need the number of people. Let's put, say, 2 people there. And then we need flexibility, so put ±2 over there. Okay, and this is everything you have to fill in. You don't have to fill in anything else because all the boxes with the red star by them are filled in. So click submit. Okay, now let's say that we want, oops, why did it not go? We must have been missing something. It didn't save. So let's go back and try that again. We must have been missing something. How about maybe the leg has to say 03? I'm not sure. Try 03. I'm not sure why that one didn't save. We were missing something. That's why. TUL to LAX. Maybe it's because it recognizes it's not in the right city order. I don't know. Let's try it. Department date 2007. Let's put 2018-0101. How about that? Maybe it wasn't logical for the other flight, so it wouldn't take it. I'm not sure. Okay. Submit. Let's see what happens. See if it saves it or it disappears. Okay, it's disappearing. So maybe, oh wait, how come your other ones disappeared too? Your other cities disappeared too. What's going on? Let's go down to the old info and see. Can you see what we're doing wrong? Okay, go click request info. Tulsa to Manchester, Manchester to Tulsa, 1213. I'm not sure why the third leg made that disappear.
Yeah, it comes in.
Oh, you just didn't refresh it yet. How come it disappeared, but then you refreshed and it came back?
Yes.
Okay, so let's double click the third leg and let's change it to something else just to show everybody that you can change it. So change that Tulsa to MAN, let's say. MAN or whatever. Change it to something else, something new. There you go. Okay, hit submit. Let's just show that that's how you change it. Okay, and hit F5 to refresh your screen. Let's make sure it's not acting weird on us. Okay, and then it's still there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's say you want to delete the third leg. Just click it once. You don't open it. Just click it once to highlight it, and then hit the trash can and delete. So that's how you get rid of one. Okay, so do you have any questions on that, Jason?
No, I got it.
Okay, and then notice that if you want to make notes to the quoters, that it should go down here where it says request notes. And
Here.
type there. That's what the quoters see. So type something there, you know, needs quote fast or whatever, you know what I mean? If you have a quoter that's helping you, then whatever you type there, the quoter will see. Okay? And then obviously you have to save that at the bottom left. Otherwise they won't, you know, it won't be saved, because those legs save automatically when you click submit, but it won't save these notes until you save at the bottom left. Okay, so does anybody else have a question on that? Anybody else want to try it, or is it obvious? And you should put these legs in on all of your flight requests, because eventually you won't be able to submit an order without these being there, you know, properly. And for now, you really only need them in there if you have quoters helping you, so that they can see exactly what, you know, what to quote, exactly what legs from here to there, because some of the quoters don't quite understand, you know, what an open jaw is or something, and so you have to make sure that you have the legs exactly how you want them. Okay, so that's pretty obvious. Anybody have another question on that? Does anybody else want to try it, or you think it's working? You got it?
Yeah, I think it's working, and I got it.
Oh, it's pretty clear.
Okay, so that's good for you, Alex?
Yep.
Okay, anybody else have a question on it, or is it just as obvious as possible?
It's obvious.
It's all good. Okay, so Skype me or let me know if you have any questions, and that's it. We just wanted to make sure you start adding the legs. We wanted to make sure you understood the old info. The quoters don't see the old info, so you have to put it up there into the new area where it says request notes, where he just wrote urgent. It has to be there if you want the quoters to see it, and these legs have to be in there if you want them to see it, because they don't see this request old info unless they specifically go look for it. Okay?
Why do we need it actually?
Eventually, well, there's two reasons. The only reason that we need it right now is if you have quoters that are helping you. Okay, if you don't have quoters that are helping you and you're doing all your quotes yourself, you don't need it. But eventually, you might have quoters helping you, you'll need it. And eventually, when you submit the order to ticketing, they're going to ticket what this says in these legs here, eventually. Not yet, but eventually. So eventually you'll need it, because that's how you're going to send the order to ticketing. And eventually you'll need it if you ever have any quoters helping you. Like, for example, myself, Jason, Terry, we have quoters helping us, so we have to do it now because the quoters need to know what we want them to quote. But for you, Alex, since you do all your own quotes, you actually don't need this at all yet. It's only just for if you have quoters, and it's only just for the future when we send it to ticketing this way. Okay? It's not.
Okay,
it's not required to actually make the quote, as you know, Alex, because you've been making them without it, right?
Okay,
it's only if you want to have quoters help you, and it's only if eventually we start sending it to ticketing this way. It's just to get ready so we can eventually send it to ticketing this way.
So you're planning to do this online so that we can just use this system to send the ticketing.
Right. You won't have to write up a separate order. But that's not going to happen for a while. We have a lot of other things. You know, this is just the beginnings of it. And it's useful now for those of us who have quoters helping us send quotes, because it tells them exactly, here's the first leg, here's the second leg, here's the third leg. You know, on like an around the world trip, sometimes it's confusing for the quoters to just read the paragraph. But that's what it's for, so that the quoters.
Yeah, this looks simple. So
it's easy for the quoter. Okay, Tulsa to Manchester on this date. Okay, now Manchester to Tulsa on this date. And if there's 5 or 6 legs, it's really clear to them what to piece together to make the quote.
Yeah, it looks more clear. Exactly.
Right. Okay. Any other unrelated questions? Anything else?